How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. It ended up having a pullback inside of the market, like we were talking about yesterday, looking out for those levels of where this potentially could happen. You could see, hey, it ended up actually seeing those levels, and this is why I always emphasize watching the technicals so you can have the right risk management before trading into any play. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support, we want to know resistance, and what we want to look forward to in case of a bearish scenario or a bullish scenario, right? And then afterwards, we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. We want to know, are shorts still heavily invested in this play? We're going to find out. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. Were institutions loading up on shares today? What was the selling looking like? What was the buying looking like? And then when that is done, we'll go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $5.54, being down 5.94%. When we take a look at where it ranged on the day, on the low it tested $5.51, and then on the high testing $6.12. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 16.718 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 30.108 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day. Again, the volume has been low as of late, and it's part of the reasons why we're seeing some pressure on the stock price. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the 1 year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 43.64. So what this automatically tells us, yes, we did end up having a pullback on the day, which is fairly clear here. So we have momentum above the 200 day. We also have it above the 100 day. And as you can see right here, we're just sitting right above the 50 day, and we are below the 21 day EMA, which we have been used to for quite some time. Now, as far as where we tested on the low at 551, you can see we ended up having some support here. And as far as for the high is at $6.12. We already know $6 is an area where we like to see BBIG at. But now it has become a psychological area. There's much selling going on in this particular area, so that's one thing you want to keep in mind. So what we see is the downtrend, and this downtrend could easily continue, but preferably you're going to want to see a bounce off the 50 day. If it ends up breaking through the 50 day, then the next level you're going to want to keep an eye on will be right here around $5.30 if it decides to pull back from where it's at. If you want to see a bullish move now, of course we want to see a move going to the $6 range and then going further from there. But this is only going to happen unless we have buying volume coming into the stock. This is very essential here. Or if we decide to actually stay within this range and keep it tight, then that is completely fine. But for the most part, I just want to make sure you guys have a strategy going into this play because it is very volatile, as you've been seeing. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for BBIG. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, we have 34.56%. And then for the dark pool short volume, we have just over 2.1 million. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 0, updated 18 minutes ago. And the short borrow fee rate, apparently it is not available. When we take a look at the breakdown, you can see for the close of October the 1st, which was last week Friday, it was at 33.10. And then for the close of October 4th, it was at 34.56. So as far as the short volume is concerned, it is increasing from the numbers that we saw from yesterday. So it'll be very interesting to see what it will be later on in the evening. And this is part of the reasons why there's a lot of manipulation inside of this stock, and that's why you need to get used to the volatility and always have a strategy when it comes to these particular plays. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we can see here on the inflow is 16.02, And then on the outflow, it was 24.01. We had 0 on the large for both, and now on the inflow side, it was 10.24 on the medium, and then 5.78 on the small. When we take a look at the outflow side on the medium, it's 16.65, and then on the small, it was 7.36. So one thing that we can clearly see here, there was a lot of selling on the retail side compared to buying, but we did have some buying interest. And then when we take a look at the medium side, again, we're seeing a lot more selling that is happening. And as far as for the large for both, we didn't see that at all. And that's why when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days for October the 5th today, we have 0. So taking this into consideration, yes, retail was selling. Many people are saying, hold your shares, hold your shares. But when we take a look at the numbers, it is saying the opposite. People are not holding their shares. But one thing to be aware of, the volume has been low for BBIG. So yes, we do have many who are still holding shares, but as we continue to have low volume, this stock will continue to pull back. That is something to be aware of, especially if you have a lot of manipulation inside of the play, because shorts are going to take advantage. That's just something that we have to deal with, and that's why I'm bringing it to your attention, going through the order flow and also going through the volume and the technicals. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, I'm still going to continue to keep it on my radar for trading opportunities. We do know as far as $6 is concerned, it is a psychological level. You're going to want to see BBIG be able to hold that up. But even if it doesn't, then keep an eye on the volume. If the volume is not high, but you're seeing a lot of selling pressure, then do expect that there are going to be pullbacks. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, shorts are heavily vested in this play and they are increasing their positions. This is why I'm saying this stock could be open to a lot of manipulation and as well as volatility. And this is why I always emphasize when it comes to these particular type of plays, making sure that you're using the right risk management. Plus on top of that, and I've been very transparent on this channel about it, this is not the type of play that you want to be holding shares overnight in my personal opinion. Your opinion may be different from mine, and that is completely cool. But when it comes to these plays, again, I don't like holding them at all. And the main reason being is when it comes to the company does not have a proven track record in regards to bigger companies that I'll be more likely to hold. But I know what you're saying. Well, you know what? We're not looking at it like that. Yes, you are looking at it like that, especially if you've been holding shares for quite some time and you bought it at a high cost. I don't see the point to hold shares in a company for a number of days or even weeks when you don't even know what the company is about, number one. And then number two, they do not have a proven track record. And then number three, most of the trading that is happening is among retail and a bunch of people who are just trying to make money off of this stock. So keeping that in mind, do know you are taking some big risk here. So if you are going to decide to hold your position, please use money that you are not afraid to lose. I'm not saying that BBIG will not recover. Of course it can recover, but it needs to have that volume and buying pressure coming through the stock. This is essential, and this goes for many other plays as well. So continue to do your homework and do your due diligence, and if you are trading in this play, please wait for confirmation. Do not jump into the play in the middle of a falling knife or while the stock is pulling back. You want to see some sort of stabilization, have your risk management, aka a stop loss, and also do know how much profit you are trying to make, and do not let emotions or greed get in the way. This is how the trade goes against you. And I'm just emphasizing this because there's also been people who have come inside the Discord who were BBIG shareholders, and they're telling me, Dre, since I've been inside of the Discord, I've learned a lot more, and I've also been able to get into more solid plays, because my promise is when it comes to my Discord, a lot of the plays that we talk about, I do not talk about on YouTube at all. And the reason why I do that, I want to make sure I'm giving them value. I don't see the point in sharing all my plays inside of the Discord on my YouTube channel because, again, it all comes down to timing. You can't watch a YouTube video and then have a trading strategy off of it. I'm just being honest here. The market changes every single day. So this is why I want to make sure I emphasize when you're watching these videos, just make sure you're doing your homework, you're doing your due diligence, and look at how the market conditions are for that day. Check out the volume. volume, see what the demand is, see if everything lines up with your indicators as far as before you push that buy button. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.